Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to Math with Miss McIntosh. Today we have another story problem. As always, we're going to read the story problem a couple of times, and then we will mark it up and begin to solve. Let's go ahead and read the story problem 2 times. You will read along with me. Let's begin. Janai has 32 Skittles. Armani has 17 more Skittles than Janai. How many Skittles does Armani have? I'm beginning to think, how am I going to solve this problem? Am I using groups and items inside of each group? Am I going to add or am I going to subtract? Let's read it one more time. Janai has 32 Skittles. Armani has 17 more Skittles than Janai. How many Skittles does Armani have? Well, first, we know we need to mark it up. When we mark up our story problem, remember that we circle our numbers and underline the units. Go ahead and mark up the story problem. If you circle the number 32 and underline the word Skittles right next to it, give yourself a pat on the back. And if you circle the number 17 and underline more Skittles, I'm going to double underline more Skittles. Go ahead and double underline more Skittles. And then keep your eyes on the screen. So it says that Janai has 32 Skittles. We're thinking about it now. But Armani has 17 more Skittles than Janai. Well, if Armani has 17 more, I doubled underline that because that's a key word. That already tells me that Armani has more Skittles than Janai. So that means that Janai has the larger amount or the smaller amount? Janai has the smaller amount. So Armani has the larger amount. And he has 17 more than Janai. We know Janai's amount. We need to find out how many Skittles does Armani have. If Armani has more, and I know Janai's amount, and I know how many more Armani has, that tells me that I'm going to have to count on. I'm going to have to count on to find my answer. First, let me show you a little key to help you solve. It's called greater, lesser, and difference key. So we're thinking about the greater amount, the lesser amount, and the difference in between. That's the amount that it takes to get from the smaller amount to the larger amount. So I'm going to write a G, a D, and an L. Go ahead and write a G, a D, and an L on your paper. Now, we have our greater amount. We know that Armani has a greater amount. But the story problem is asking us how many does Armani have? So that means we don't know that yet. We need to solve for it. I'm going to put a question mark. And then we have our difference. Our difference is the amount it takes to get from the smaller amount to the larger amount. Ooh. So that means how many more or how much less? Wait a second. We doubled underline the word more. So we know the difference. The difference between the smaller amount and the larger amount is 17. So our difference is 17 Skittles. Go ahead and write 17 Skittles on your key. Now, our lesser amount is the smaller amount. We said that Armani has the larger amount, So who has the smaller amount? Yes, that's right. Janai has the smaller amount. How much? Go ahead and write Janai's amount next to your L for the lesser amount. 32 Skittles. Now that's our key. This key helps us to figure out how to solve the problem. In order to find the greater amount, we have to start with the lesser amount and count on. We're going to count on the difference to find the greater amount. Here we go. The lesser amount plus the difference is equal to the greater amount. That means we need to add. Yep, we need to count on, like we said earlier. Go ahead and pick up your pencil. Let's start the faster way. I can count on by drawing 32 tens and ones, and then by drawing 17 tens and ones, but that's going to take too long. So instead, I'm going to put the number 32 in a box. That's my larger number right now in my story problem. The number that I'm working with. It's bigger than 17, so I'm going to start with that number. Then I'm going to count on using 17, represented in tens and ones. Go ahead and put 32 in a box. Okay, we said we were counting on. That means we need to add. Put a plus sign next to 32. Now, here's your job. You're going to represent 17 using tens and ones. Go to work. Make sure to double check inside of your 10 stick and your circles. Give me a thumbs up if your paper looks like mine. Good. Let's continue. We have to count on. We're going to count on top to find Armani's amount. Starting with 32, I'm counting on by tens. Above the 10 stick, I'm going to write 42. I'm going to continue counting on now by ones. What number comes after 42? Go ahead and write it on top. If you wrote 43, give yourself a pat on the back. Let's continue. 43, 44, 45. Ooh, are you keeping up with me? 46, 47, 48, and 49. Now I have my answer. Armani has 49 Skittles. 49 Skittles. See you guys next time with Math with Miss McIntosh. Bye.